Hello everyone. So today we are going to study what are factors and their real life applications. Okay. So first of all, the question that we get is what are factors? So factors are basically the whole numbers that can evenly divide another number. Like if there's a number 24, then it can be divided by 12. So 12 would be called a factor of 24. Factors give us a way to break down a number into smaller pieces. Let's figure this with a picture. So we have a picture on our screen. This has some circles. Let's assume that these circles are apples. Okay. So I'm just coloring these up so that we're assuming that these are apples. Okay. So we have 12 apples here. Now, these are arranged in the form of rows. So first row has 4 apples, second row has 4 apples, and third row also has 4 apples. Let's assume that initially these apples were placed in a row form, in a single row. So there were 12 apples in the single row. Then we had to divide those apples in 2 rows equally. So we placed 6 apples in one row, then 6 apples in the other row. Then we thought of saving more space on the sides. So we had to divide these in equal number of rows, and each row had to add same number of apples. So we made these 3 rows, and each row has 4 apples. So this is how we see that factors divide a number into smaller pieces and equally. So like initially there was 12, then we made it into 2 rows and 6 apples, so 2 into 6. Then we made it to 3 rows and each row had 4 apples. Okay, so let's make a new file. Okay, so this is how factorization breaks number into smaller pieces. Then we need to make sure that the apples that we divide should in the rows should be in equal numbers. Like we saw that each row had 4 apples in each row, and there were 3 rows containing equal number of apples. Now factor hints are like every number has one and itself as a factor of itself. Okay, so every number has one and itself as a factor of itself. So I'm sharing another screen. Okay, so this is my notepad. I hope you can see. So here we have to like find the factors of 10. Okay, so factors of 10. Initially, we know that every number and number 1 is a factor of the number. Okay, so 1 into 10 is what we are beginning with. So we have 2 factors already for the number 10 that are 1 and 10. And now we will multiply 1 by 2. 2, that is our first prime number. Then we will divide the second number by 2. That is, we will divide 10 by 2. It makes it 5. So the other set of factors that we have for number 10 are 2 and 5. Okay. So in the same way, whenever we are finding factors, we need to make sure that factors are in the form of first number into second number, where first number is 1 or a prime number, and second number is the second number in previous step divided by the first number divided by the prime number that we have used in this step. Let's make this or okay. So let's say we have to find the factors of 45. Okay. So the factors of 45 we can start with, like we know that 1 is a factor of 45 and the number itself is a factor of 45. Then we will find the second prime number, that is 2. We will see if 2 divides 45 equally without leaving any remainder. Okay. So I will just open my calculator here. Not sure if you will be able to see that, but here's the calculator on my screen. Okay, so you're not able to see the calculator. You can open the calculator on your screen and just divide 45 by 2 and see if the number, if the result that we get is without any decimal part or with a decimal 0. So it is not. It is 22.5. So we see that 45 is not divisible by 2. Now, let's see what is the second prime number. So that is 3. Okay. Here we see that 3, I have said, is the second prime number because 1 is neither prime nor composite. Always remember that. So I said 1 is neither prime nor composite. Okay. So our first prime number is 2, second is third, and in the same way, the rest. Okay. So we were finding the factors of 45, right? So 45 is not completely divisible by 2. Then we will divide 45 by 3. 45 divided by 3. Yes, that completely divides 45. So without leaving any remainder. And so it does not have any decimal part, or it would have a decimal 0. So when we divide 45 by 3, that is 3 into what is it? 3 into 15 gives us the multiple 45. Okay. In the same way, we will see our third prime number, that is 5, and see if that divides 45. So 5 into how much would be give us the result 45. So because we have taken 5 as the prime number here, that is our first number, and we need to check if that would anyway divide 45. So 5 into how much? 5 9 is a 45, okay? So 9. So we have divided 45 by 9, 5. So that gives us 9. You can check it on your calculator. So 45 divided by 5 is 9. Okay. So in the same way, we will find the factors of any number. Now, what is the next prime number? The next prime number would be 7. Does 7 divide 45? Let's see it on our calculator. So 45 divided by 7 gives us a decimal number. No. So that does not completely divide our number 45. Okay. Then what is the next prime number we have? So 7 and then 8 is not a prime number, 9 is not a prime number because it is divisible by 1, 9, 3, and then 10 is not a prime number, 11. Yeah, 11 is a prime number. Does 11 divide 45? 45 divided by 11? No. So, uh, 45 does not divide, 45 is not divisible by 11 also completely. So, what is our conclusion from this exercise? So, our conclusion is that the factors are the number divided by 2. 45 divided by 2 is how much? 45 divided by 2 is 22, around 22, right? So, we'll check. So, we will check answer. 20, 22.5 was our result of 45 divided by 2. Okay, so our factors will be up to this here only, because like we found the 40 factors of 45, right? Those are 1, 3, 5, okay, then 9 is there, then 15 is there, and then the number itself 45. These are our factors of 45. Now, what are factor pairs? So we saw in this exercise that we are multiplying a number with another. That is 1 into 45, 3 into 15, 5 into 9. What are these sets? These are called factor pairs. Two numbers that we multiply together to get a certain product are called factor pairs. Okay? Then I used the word once, multiples. What are multiples? Multiples are the numbers that result when we multiply one whole number by another whole number. Like in this case, we were finding the factors of 45, and we found the factor pairs as 1 and 45, 3 and 15, 5 and 9. And all these factor pairs had 45 as a multiple of them. Okay, so that means 1 into 45 is equal to 45. That means 45 is a multiple of 1 and 45. Then 3 into 15 is equal to 45. So 45 is a multiple of 3 and 15. This is how we say. Okay. Then 5 into 9 is equal to 45 implies what? Implies 5 into 9 is equal to 45 implies that, says that 5 and 9 are factors of 45, and 45 is a multiple of 5 and 9. Okay. So this statement, this is for our reference, I will say that 5 and 9 are factors of 45, and 45 is a multiple of 5 and 9. This is for this particular statement only. Okay. Our complete set of factors of 45 is this: 1, 3, 5, 9, 15, 45. So we, until now, we got to know what are factors, what are factor pairs, what are multiples, and the factors of 45, the formula to calculate factors. Okay, so, and we also got to know what are prime numbers and composite numbers. Composite numbers are the numbers which have more than two factors. That is, if 5 is a prime number, 5 is a prime number, we know that, okay? So 5 has only two factors, that are 1 and itself, that is 5, since it is a prime number. But if we say 10 is a composite number, that means 10 has more than two factors, okay? So we found the factors of 10 here. 10 has more than two factors. This can be stated by this second line that says 2 into 5 is equal to 10, which is true. So from these set of lines, we get to know that factors of 10 are 1, 2, 5, 10. So 10 has four factors. Therefore, it is a composite number and it is not a prime number. Also, we got to know that 1 is neither prime nor composite. And also, we have to make sure that before finding the factors, we should be well aware of the tables of the prime numbers at least, and we should be well thorough with those. We should learn those by heart. So we need to know the tables of 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, at least these numbers. And it is good to know tables until 20. 1 to 20 of each prime and each composite number. One is neither prime nor composite. Then we got to know what are prime numbers and composite numbers. Next, we got to know what are factors. Then we got to know what are factor pairs. Then we got to know what are multiples. So until now, we have learned all these things. Okay. Then we also saw what is the relationship between factors and multiples. What is the relationship between factors and multiples? So like 5 into 2 is the statement. So can you tell me what is the relationship between factors and multiples here? So 2 into 5 is equal to 10. So 10 is a multiple of 2 and 5. And 2 and 5 are factors of 10. 2 10 is a multiple of 2 and 5, full stop. And 2 and 5 are factors of is what we get from this particular line, from this particular expression, that is 2 into 5 is equal to 10. Okay, so for today's session, I think this is enough. Now I will show you the exercises to solve. Thank you. Namaste.